Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Victor from Trading Stoically, and today we're here to recap a couple of the trades I took, um, which, to be completely honest, I don't know what happened. It was absolutely insane. So we'll kind of go through it on replay first, and you guys will kind of see what I'm talking about. Um, but this is my series of taking 30 good trades in a row. I took two trades today, one winner and one loser. So, do they follow my criteria? Yes, they did, but the last trade, I have no idea what happened, and I'll explain kind of what happened. So first, let's go on replay here. I always start trading about 8 o'clock Eastern, right? So usually about 10 minutes before the market opens, or not opens, but before I start trading, I always like to set my levels for the day, right? So you can see here we have these two pinkish lines representing prior day value areas, so value area highs and lows, right? So that's from the New York session earlier in the day because I do trade at 8 o'clock Eastern for Asian session. And then also you have prior day point of control right here. So after that, I set my volume profile session for today, and you can see that we have these high volume nodes in these areas here, right? So um, when I look and see my perfect setup, what I like to see first initially is high volume breaking the zone in the trend, right? So we are bearish from earlier today. You can see it's a complete downtrend, right? So we're bearish heading in to today, and we're bearish breaking through the zone, breaking through current session value area low, breaking through the volume profile high volume nodes. And it looks great, we're breaking through prior day value area low too. So this is happening at 750. So fast forward to when I trade, right? This orange line is support. You can see that there's support down here. If I look to the left a little bit, if you come all the way to earlier today, we had support here. It's kind of hard to see, I'm sorry. But we had support around that 317 level, and then we had some more support around the 300 level. So coming here, we're bouncing off that support. Somewhat high volume, that's fine. I'm looking for a pullback anyway, but then we have increasingly high volume here. We're still bearish, right? So we're still bearish. I still like what I'm seeing though, because I do want it to pull back and then show high volume confirmation lower, right? So we're getting all these candles, we're heading higher. I don't really like that, but what I like to see is this candle right here, right? It's not a full pin or a full reverse pin, but it's good enough for me on high volume that I'm like, okay, I like this trade, I'm gonna take it, right? So you can see on Topstep, right? We're actually gonna end up taking this trade. You can see the P&L, and I'm gonna explain what happened, right? So I end up taking it here, right, on this candle, because I like the trade, right? We pulled back, we showed high volume. I love this candle. It's one of my favorite candles ever, so I always take entries on there. But as you can see, when we start pulling up higher, and we get this high volume wick, I'm like, oh my gosh, like this was a sign of a reversal, right? And reversals, if you've been watching my channel for the last 34 videos, I highly doubt it. But if you have, you'll know that reversals are my weakness. So this is a reversal, right? This looks to be a reversal setup. So I'm like, okay, let's just see another wick, green candle. I'm like, all right, if we start pulling up higher, I'm out. So I got out here on this candle, I believe. So you fast forward a little bit. Yep, I got out at 342, 816. So I lost that trade, right? I still have a bearish bias, right? But I was like, we're heading higher. The volume wasn't as high, right? But I was like, that's just too strong. These two wicks right here, it's too strong. There's a lot of buying going on, right? And you see another high volume candle, top wick though, but still another high volume candle. So I'm like, I don't like that. So we continue, we continue, we continue. But what I was thinking was that maybe I entered too early. Maybe I did. I have no idea. You know? You start getting another setup here. right? And you'll see I don't enter right there. I still haven't entered yet, right? Because I'm like, well, we're still wicking down. So we're still very bullish here. So I'm like, I don't like that yet. What I want to see is like, okay, maybe we are switching bias, but in order for me to switch my bias, we have to break this high volume zone here too, right? This zone is also starting to stretch out as well, so that's something I want to consider here, right? You can see this high volume node form down here at that area of reversal. It's still valid, to say the least, but usually whenever you have kind of like this conjoinment of zones, I just shift it all the way down, you know? So it's like, okay, that's the zone now, right? So we're still in this zone. Again, we're still bearish. I'm looking to see if this validates as a pullback, right? We're on VWAP, current point of control, prior day value area low, right? I want to see if we reject these areas. So still nothing. I'm not taking a trade, right? Still not taking a trade. I believe we're still bearish, but I wanted to see some confirmation. We get another high volume candle up, right? Not the highest volume, but still a pretty good high volume. Continue, and I'm like, oh man, looks like we're switching our bias here. That's pretty high volume, that's significant volume. This wick kind of showed reversal here. So I'm like, okay, maybe we're bullish. But again, I was very tempted here to not take my setup because I was like, maybe we are switching bias. We didn't close above it yet. We haven't closed above it yet. I was like, maybe we're bullish, maybe I can just kind of reverse here, see if we can head for these highs. Right, but I was like, no, we have to break here first and pull back. So here we break it, lower volume, but we break it. So I was like, oh, okay, looks like hold on. And then I see this, bearish engulfing, high volume, VWAP, point of control, prior day value area low. I was like, I'm adding here. I have to, right? What I kind of want to talk about today too is today I decided to add on heavy size, right? So you saw that first trade, I added 6 contracts. If you look at my previous videos, I have not been adding that many contracts, maybe like 2 or 3, right? Because I didn't want to lose my account. And I'll probably talk about this and I'll make another video for the weekend. Um, but I finally, today was the first day in a while, because I used to have this in April and a little bit early on in May. But I've been so afraid to lose that earlier in the month and in last month, I was not afraid to lose, but I have been as of late. I didn't want to lose the account. I didn't want to go into so much drawdown. I didn't want to be at that place where I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm losing. But today was the first day where I'm like, I don't care. I'm risking maximum $500, and if it confirms in my direction, I'm adding, and setting my stop loss to break even because I fully believe in what I do. I fully believe in my setup. So here, I cut my losses short, super quick. It was $100 loss. Even though I added 6 contracts, it was $100 loss. I was like, it doesn't seem to be heading my way. My original stop loss was above. At first, it was above this wick, but I put it above this big red candle right here, right on high volume, because I'm like, if you break there, then it's technically a break of structure, right? Where it's like, okay, we're kind of heading higher now, right? So that's where I put my stop loss. So really at 360, because I always like to put it above um psychological level. So it was like 361.25, right? So here I end up seeing that candle and I added 6 contracts to start. I'm like, this is it. If I blow my account today, I blow my account today, but we're risking heavy now. Not always going to risk heavy, but I'm going to risk heavier starting from now because I need to stop being scared of losing these accounts. I need to stop being scared of my setup not working. Whatever happens, happens. If I blow the account, we try again, we go again, right? So add here on this candle. After that, we start pulling back up. You start pulling back up, and I start getting into drawdown, right? I haven't added yet. I've been waiting. I haven't added. You would think I'd add on this candle. It wasn't high volume. I've been waiting. pull back, pull back, right? So pull back here, higher volume, rejection. I love seeing that high volume rejection. Prior day value area low, point of control, VWAP, right? Stop loss is now moved up above here. We added on this candle. I love to see it. Added again. I added again here, right? Because we're continuing, but we have to break this low. So I'm believing that, okay, we're gonna do it. But at the same time, I don't know, right? My stop loss is here for a reason because I know we could get stopped out. So then we pull back to VWAP, and this is where the volume kind of gets funky. So we'll go back to trading view, right? So here, top wick, I love to see that, right? Not a lot of buying as of yet. So some buying on low volume, right? Higher volume there, it's true, but stop loss is right here. Heading higher, I'm like, okay, we might get stopped out. Rejection again at these levels, love to see it, right? Boom. And we got the candle. And it's insane too, because I'm like, I don't even know what caused that. This happened, this candle happened at 9:04. 9:04. I went on Financial Juice. I did not see anything come out at 9:04. There was nothing. I guess someone from the Federal Reserve was talking, Logan. There's Q&A. So maybe at that time he said something that made the market go down, but usually Financial Juice picks that up. And usually Financial Juice says, okay, you know, like we're putting that on here to show that the market moves because of this, but there is nothing, you know. Um, Now the thing about Financial Juice too, sometimes it says this feed is delayed, right? So that's part of it. Um, but also too, um, I think yesterday because of Trump renouncing the tariffs, I didn't see any news on that, but or maybe I did. I can't remember anymore. It was 2 days ago, I mean. Like the news for New Zealand and Australia, I thought affected the market. It really didn't. It just did its own thing, you know? So I can't tell you whether news affected this candle to go all the way down. And as you can see, I set some orders here at 310 and 313 to sell off, but in reality, I wanted most of my stuff to go down to 286 because I saw that to be a key level, but we went all the way down to 268, which was insane, absolutely crazy. And that's how I got $1,000 day, you know? And then, of course, my setup ended up happening again, pull back, right? Start coming down, higher volume. You can't really credit these because these are volatility candles, higher volume, and then we head down. So, and that was the full reversal. But it's just insane to me how something like that can fully change your fortunes, you know? I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow too, but I think I've been watching this guy named Oliver Valise or Oliver Weltman sounds like the Magic GM or something like that. I think that's Jeff Weltman. Um, I can't remember his name, but I've been watching a couple of his videos on the way to work, and his stuff is so good in terms of psychology, and it really gave me the confidence today to come in and say I am doing what I need to do. I'm taking my setup, which I took my setup both times, both trades today. The second one you can be like, well, is that really your setup? Right? You should be taking it here. But I did see that this was a continuation of breaking that zone down here, right? And I believe that we were still bearish, and I believe that the bearish engulfing was a great entry, you know? Um, so it worked. And, I'm struggling with this because maybe I got lucky. I don't know. But I think sometimes, when you're prepared, right? Luck allows you to meet an opportunity and take advantage of it, right? And I was prepared today, and I didn't let the loss discourage me at all. And I didn't say, oh, okay, I lost $100. Like, I'm just gonna go full tilt and just blow the account. I said, no, I'm gonna wait. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait for things to happen for me. And they happened, all right. And they happened a lot. And I am extremely grateful for it happening. I am extremely grateful for being able to get to this position where I'm now back to where I was, just about like $20 short, about 23 dollars short, and to be able to trade this account. And, in one of my past videos when I was depresso espresso, I said that I wasn't able to take a payout, but now I've learned my lesson. I've been reading a lot on Reddit too, that whenever you're eligible for a payout, you should just take a payout, and I was able to have $1,000 a day today, and I will be taking a payout. I will be taking a payout. We'll kind of go over that in the next video, but I've had such a terrible month. You see all of this red, all of this red. These two shouldn't have even happened, right? So imagine where I would have been if these two were the winners that they should have been. But we took our trades today. And yeah, and I say imagine where I would have been, but in fact, these trades helped me to get this. These trades helped me to trade better. These trades helped me completely to improve myself. You know, without these trades, I'm not having that mentality of not fearing losses anymore, or being okay with losses, right? I'm not having that anymore, you know? Without yesterday, too, where I talked about how May has been a very disappointing month for me. Without that, I'm not having today. This doesn't happen today, So I have to be extremely proud of myself and be able to say, Vic, like you're actually able to get your first ever payout ever. You're doing it, and you have to be proud of yourself. You somehow, some way ended the month green. I don't know how again, but again, my luck just happened to transpire when I was prepared and I had the right mentality and I took advantage of that opportunity. So I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful for sure. But yeah, um, that's all I have to say for this video. But I will most likely, I'm gonna talk to my girlfriend about it a little bit more. But I most likely will be requesting a payout. It's been a lot of stress, to get to this point of um being so close, not blowing the account. We weren't that close to blowing the account, but just to be in drawdown for so long and to climb my way out of it again. And technically, I have never been in drawdown. The account balance has never hit below zero. But because of the way prop firms work, they make you think that way. So um, that's just what happens. That's just what happens. But I'm so grateful for today. I'm truly grateful. These accounts as well are almost passed. I just need $1,000 on these to pass these accounts, which is so awesome. So I'm very grateful for that as well. And yeah, really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys know what happened at this candle last night, 9:05. I say last night, even though it's tonight. It's last night because this video is coming out on May 30th. So last night, if you guys know what happened, please let me know. Maybe I need to have a different website for news, but again, I don't see anything here, and there's nothing on Forex Factory either. But again, I'm just grateful. It doesn't really matter to me how it happened. I'm just glad that I'm back, and I will be requesting a 50% payout tomorrow, after work, which really helps out a lot financially for sure. So I'm super grateful, and I thank God. Honestly, I thank God. Really pulled through for me today. I'm very blessed and I'm very grateful. So we keep going though. We keep going no matter what. But I definitely will be taking probably Sunday night off as I request this payout, and then we'll kind of go from there. So, but I probably will put a video out on Monday, um, talking about the payout process and stuff. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate you guys today. Thank you for if you're watching all the way at the end here. You're a trooper. You're a stoic. No, no, I'm not gonna start monetizing it like that, but I really do appreciate you guys for watching. And I hope that I can continue this journey with some more payouts in the future. But yeah, guys, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are having an even better week than I am, an even better month than I am, and then we're gonna lock in June. We're gonna lock in June like solo leveling. I promise you, it's gonna be like that. But yeah, keep trading stoically.